Welcome all to the weekly outlook. We're in here from EWPRO, getting straight into the weekly outlook. Looking at DXY, we've got the 5 down, looking at A, B, C. But like I said last week, this may turn into an A, B, C, and we get another one up here, up to that 38.2 or even the 50 fib retracement. So if we have a look on H4, sort of the reason I'm thinking that it may be a larger flat on the daily in here for an A, B, C in here is because we got this 3 up in here. So we can't rule out more upside, and we do have a trend line break now, and we're definitely getting a bullish setup. So you definitely can take that, and it's probably worth taking that as well. If you do trade this instrument. Last week we were looking for that. Last week we were looking for a correction up in here. So yeah, if you get any bullish flag, look for the buy. If you get any bullish setup in here, look for that buy. AU on the daily. I'll store my drawing tools. So the AU on the daily, we got that C up with bearish divergence. Then we're looking at WXY, wave Y bounce clean off that 161.8. And then we're looking for possible bear hidden in here to give us a Z down. But either way, this is all looking corrective for more upside eventually. We may get the Z down and we may not. H4, we got the Z down on the H4, so we're looking for that larger correction in wave X2. We got a nice impulse up, and now we're getting a correction. We don't know what sort of correction we're going to get in here, but then we're looking for another one up. So the start of the week we'll be looking bearish. It's looking bearish in here. We never got that Z up. We never got the Z up on the H1. This is looking very bearish in here. So yeah, if you get any sell set up in here, bearish setup in here, look for the sell for at least an A, B, C. Look to that 100 fib for your first target, and then you could look for the buy. Look for the buy, or it may even go and break this low. So if you do get the sell set up, look for the sell. At least be at break even at the 100 fib. I can draw that 100 fib on here because we have enough data on here to put that on. So we're looking around this 100 pip area. EU on the HD1. Now again, this may be over, but we're looking at that A, B, C, and this may be over here. But it still can be, like I said last week, this can be an A, B, C in here for more downside for a larger A, B, C. Can't rule that out because we got 3 down in here. We got 1, 2, 3 in here. So we can't, we got a 1, 2, 3 in here. So we can't rule out that A, B, C, and then more downside. On H4, it's really, you can really only look for buys though. And this will be a correction in here. And then we get more upside. Because we got we got higher highs here, you know. So that's why I say you can really only look for the longer term buy, but you can scalp the sells. If you have a look on the H1, you can see that we're getting that sell. Again, we never got that, like I said last week, we never got those wave Z up. So I can remove all that. But again, the same as AU, you're getting that sell set up in here. So you'd be looking for that 100 pip. At least down to here, you want to be careful once price action gets down to this 100 pip. Does it give the bullish divergence and give you a buy set up, or does it continue down and break the low? But yeah, remove that one. EU on the daily. This one's a little bit trickier. The reason for that is this. I'm looking at this as a B wave in here because we just broke that top. This here was very choppy for an A wave too. So whatever's happening in here, it's looking bullish for more upside overall. But is this correction here over? And what sort of correction is it? Because like I've been saying, if this was the end of wave C, we should have got an A up here, flag or correction in here, and just gone up and broke that top. Instead, we got a very deep correction, very deep in here, like I've been saying. So go down on the H4. We're just looking for that C up. All this is a B wave, and then a C up. You can see how choppy this is. Like this C is very choppy, you know. It's probably one I'll be staying out of this week because it's so choppy up here. It's not sort of lining up with the other AU and EU. This one sort of. But if anything, if you're looking for the scalp, and it'll only be a scalp, you've got bear hidden here. Like, you got bear hidden. So more than anything, I'll be looking for a little bearish setup in here. If you get that bearish setup, look for the sell. Yeah, it's more bearish than anything at this stage because this top over here wasn't broken over here. So we have that bearish hidden. So I'd be looking for the sell, and we do have a lower low here. So we got a lower low over here. Over here, we got a lower low in here. So if you do get a bearish setup, definitely look for that scalp down, or at least an A, B, C. Right? And you on the daily. Again, we've got that A, B, C, A, B, C. But like we got this A, B, C in here as well. That's the problem. So this can be an A, B, C up, and then you get that larger A, B, C. We can't rule that out, that structure. We're looking for that buy last week. We got a nice buy, and wherever we were in here, we were looking for that buy. At this stage, this is looking bearish. We've got a nice impulse up. So we're looking for some sort of a correction in here before we get another one up. So it's going to be quite difficult to trade, excuse me, this week, because we don't know what sort of corrections we're going to get. And basically, it's just going to be scalping, scalping in this B wave. Like the others, you're getting it's more bearish than anything. You're getting any sort of sell setup similar to GU. If you get a little bearish setup in here, bearish flag. Look for the sell for at least an A, B, C. UY's a little bit difficult too now. They're all sort of giving that we're in that difficult stage. But we're looking for this A, B, C. And that looked quite fine. But now we got that A, and this is looking bearish for at least another one down for an A, B, C in here. Then you get that A, B, C before you get more downside. So it's not really playing the game. It's very difficult, virtually impossible to trade this the last couple of weeks. You know, we've got a lot of scalps in here, like this one down into here, and then we got, you know, the buy and all that. But it's starting to get difficult because this is still, you know, we can still look at this as a B wave. It's so choppy. You know, does this one come down from here and then give us that C up, or do we get another one up here? We simply don't know because it's so choppy. We have to look at this, all this as a B wave. We have to, because you know, you only have to look at the price action to see that it's a B wave. So eventually we will get this one down, and then we want that buy. You know, you can look for that on the lower time frames. H1, it's giving a buy setup again. You know, more than likely we got a lower low here, so more than likely this just be an A, B, C up in here before we get more downside. So if you do take this buy in here, just be very careful that it is only really a scalp. We really want to see A, B, C in here, and then you could look for that sell in here for that larger C down, and that's how I'll be looking at it. Whether I'll trade it or not, I'm not really sure. If I'll get a nice setup, I'll trade it, but yeah, just scalp it more than anything. Use Sheppy on the daily. Again, this is very difficult as well, very choppy. We're looking for that C up to finish off that B wave, and then one down here, then another one up here. Instead, it's giving us all this in here. Very difficult to work out what's going on in here. Right. So this one, same as UY, it's not playing the game. Right? We can look at it. Is this a contracting flat? You know, like A, B, and then we get a C down from here, or you know, it's very difficult. It's really only scalping. You can really only scalp it when the market's like this and the structures aren't clear. You can only really scalp it. This one here, like on the H1, you can really only look for the buy because we have that bull hidden. So, you know, we've got bull hidden here. So you can really only look for that buy to go and scalp and break that top. You know, break of that top, you definitely want to be at break even and even take half off. You know? So that's really all you can do. Look at the H1 charts and just scalp. You know? Looking at the UCAD on the daily, again, this is not really playing the game either. We got that C down with bullish, all this bullish divergence. We got a nice impulse up. Like I said last week, we can look at this as an A, B, C, and then we get more upside. Like I said, though, you know, this is quite sharp, and it went too far. Even when we were over here, you know, this wave up in here went too far. If you go back through my videos, you know, about a month ago, this B wave went too far. During the week, we got a higher high here. So we can really only look for buys. And this in here is just a correction for more upside. During the week, Monday, I think I put it out, this idea in the room, you know, we're looking for A, B, C. It actually went further than the 100 pip, but it's still a B wave. So we got an A, B, we're looking for that C up. So if you get any bullish setup in here, look for the buy. Now that should be finished, so we can get our target. It may turn a little bit more complex in here, might turn more complex in here, but you know, you'd be looking for that, because this may be an A, B, C in here, and you get a flat in here before you get an A, B, C, before you get that larger A, B, C up. But at this stage, if you get any bullish setup in here, any bullish flag, look for that buy targeting. That's your first target, and your 161.8 is your second target. Really, you can only look for buys like I showed on the H4. We got that high. So if you do get any buy setups on it, look for that buy. UI on the daily, again, this is very tricky because like GU, we got this deep correction in here. Instead of breaking out, giving us a correction in here and then going and breaking the top, we got all this in here. So it makes it very difficult to trade. We were looking for that Z down, but like I said last week, this was looking very bullish still. So like I said last week, we'll probably get another one up here and then look for the sell. And we did get another one up. And so now you can look for that because we've got that bear hidden here. You know? So we're looking for that Z down to go and break the low, go and break this low to give us that bullish divergence. So if you get any, you know, bearish setup, you know, look for that sell. And, you know, your first target's at 123.6 and the second target is at 161.8. And that's what I'll be looking for, a sell on this. Yeah. If we get a nice setup on here, it should be a nice trade next week. EG on the daily. This one here, we got that Z down. So we got that W, X, Y, X, Z, giving us that all that bullish divergence. So we're looking for buy setups. I showed this in the room last week as well. On Monday or Tuesday, we're looking for this down in here for a wave C, A, B, C in the wave B, and now we're looking for the buys. So if you get any buy setup, look for the buy. It's not really giving a buy setup at this stage because this here is still not clear because we got an A, B, C in here. It may give another one down in here before we get that nice larger C up. But any buy setup I get, I'll be looking for that buy. Yeah. EY on the daily. This one here is a little bit difficult as well because we're looking for that correction the same size as this. This isn't over yet. It's not a similar size yet. So we're still in waiting mode really with the time factor. So on the H4, it's quite clear. We got a nice higher high here. So we're looking at all this as corrective and a C up, but nothing's changed since last week. You know, we're looking for that C up. We're in this B wave, and this B wave can go on for a long time. You know, we just don't know. You know, this can just, you know, do all sorts of crazy stuff in the B wave before we get that C up. So wait for a nice buy setup before you look for that buy, because more than likely it's going to be quite large. this correction. We can draw our fibs. Take that one off. So we're looking for that 50 fib retrace. You know, if you get any bounce off the 50 fib or this 61.8 fib, and you get a nice buy setup, well, then you can look for that, start looking for that C up. But until that happens, it's very risky to be selling, you know. But yeah, it's better to wait for the buy setup and then look for that C up. Gold on the daily. Like I said last week on the daily, you know, this here, we're looking at that A, B, C in here. Because we never got that bear hidden, didn't play out here. This low here never broke that low over there. So we're looking for that A, B, C. But like I said last week, we don't know where this wave C will end. It can end here, and then we get like the A, B, C. Well, if we're looking at that as a C up, you know, we'll look at an A, B, C. But yeah, we don't know how far this C up. It's looking bearish at the moment. Like last week, waiting for, you know, we're looking for this as the first target for that, you know, up here. It never got there. Instead, it's very choppy, you know, like all this was very choppy. Now it's clear. We're getting a clear sell setup. Don't miss it, you know. It's quite clear. Getting a nice sell setup. WTI on the daily. We were looking at all this as a B wave. But then we got this in here, you know, and if this was a B, C, like I said, we should, you know, get a bullish setup in here and then go and break the top. Instead, we got all this. So we're looking at it like as a possible A, B, C, and then more downside. And the reason for that is we got this large correction. Because in here we're looking at, if you go back through my videos, you'll see that we're looking for a WXY, X2, because we had that bear hidden here, and then we were looking for that to go and break the low. It broke the low, but when it broke the low, it broke it. We had this flat in here. We got that flat, so we're looking at that as an A, B, C in the B wave for an A, B, C up, and then we're looking for more downside. It's quite close to that 100 fib now, but this is looking bullish. I mean, you just have to look at it to see that this is looking bullish still. It's going to be quite difficult to trade because you will be going, we don't know where this wave C will end. You know, we don't know where this wave C, but more than likely we'll get another one up here. Then you can draw your trend line, wait for your trend line break, bearish setup, and then sell. Bitcoin on the daily, not much has changed on the daily. We're looking for that bear hidden, you know, we got this bear hidden here. So looking for the sells, like I've been saying for ages. We finally got a nice move down here. We look on the H4. I was looking for last week, we were looking for that like WXY, an X2 in here, and then a Z up. It gave us this in here, and then went and broke that top. So had to rule that out. That trade failed. I'm not really looking for the Z up now because we got this very sharp move. So we got we've got a lower low here. So you can only look for a sell. So we get an A, B, C up in here. Then if you get a little bearish setup, you know, as soon as you get that bearish setup, look for, you know, look for the sell. If we go down on the H1, you'll see that it's more bullish now. At this stage on the H1, it's more bullish. You can look at that as an A, B, C before you get that A, B, C. So if you want to scalp it, you're getting a little bullish flag in here now to buy. You definitely want to be a break even at the break of that top, because more than likely it'll just break that top and then fall over on you. Once you get that top broken, look for sell setups. Once this top here is broken, move to break even if you take the buy, and then as soon as you get a sell setup, get out of the buy and take the sell. And you're targeting the low. You're targeting this low here because we have bearish hidden divergence. So, you know, this can really fall over on you. Might be a really nice trade. SPX on the daily, nothing's changed really. You know, we've got all this bearish divergence. We're nearly up to that 100 pip, you know. It's only a matter of time before we get a larger correction. We got the C up. Sort of, it hasn't really been giving nice setups, sell setups. That's the problem. It's very choppy, you know. But you know, this is very choppy. You know, you see how choppy it is. It's not. If it was going to fall over from here, we'd get that sharp move down like we got on Bitcoin. Instead, it's very choppy. So more than likely, you know, I don't think we're at the top yet. More than likely, we just come down to this trend line and then probably get another higher high, you know. But at this stage, you can only look for sells. We got that bearish divergence. You know, you got that bearish divergence. There's no bullish divergence, so you can only look for sells. So if you get any little bearish setups, you know, look for the sells. AU200 on the daily. You know, as soon as I started putting this idea out, we were looking for the sells. Well, on the daily, we were looking for those sells because we got all this bearish divergence. With like last week, I said, you know, this is very bearish up here. Looks very bearish. Look for the sell. We've broken out of that trend line now, and we've crossed down on the MACD as well now. So we're only looking for sells. You're getting, I think we do have bullish divergence here. Yeah, we do have bullish divergence, but that can disappear. You know, we're at a top and we got all the bearish divergence on the H4. We were looking for that C up, for that A, B, C. We got that, didn't hit the 100 pip, but broke the top of wave A. That's all it needs to do, and it gave us that bearish divergence. We're looking for that sell in here. Why this trend line here holds, look for the sells. You know, if you get any sort of a sell set up in here, look for the sell. Looking at the DAX on the daily. Again, on the H1, you know, it's pretty obvious. We've got all this bearish divergence. Looks like we're getting a trend line break now. This trend line break on the H4. It was looking rather bullish last week. Last week we were looking for a C up. It's still, yeah, nothing's really changed. We're looking for that A, B, C. Last week, because this was looking so bullish and we had such a deep pullback in here, we were looking for an A, B, C in here, and then possibly go up for a wave C up here. It's still possible, but you know, very risky to be buying. Like I said last week, you're better off to wait for the sell. And any sell setup you get, look for the sell. We're at highs on the day. So we've broken out of here. We've broken out of here. So, you know, if you do get a sell set up in here, you can look for the sell. It's quite risky because more than likely this is an A, B, C in here, and then another one up. But we don't have any bullish divergence. So if you do get a sell set up in here, you can risk it, and you're at a top. So, you know, it might be the sort of trade that you're looking for. And you never know, it may fall over on you. It may be the top. We don't know yet. But looking at the FTSE on the daily, you know, looking at that as an A, B, C. This one here never went far enough. Sort of, you know, I just moved the B over because all this is just so choppy. Very difficult to trade. We're only looking for sells. We've got all this bearish divergence here, you know. You definitely don't want to be buying up the top here. Unless you're just going to scalp it, you know. But over longer term, you're only looking for the sell. On the H4, you got a nice correction in here, and looks like you're getting a little bearish setup in here. So if you get any bearish setup, look for the sell. You know, the H1, yeah. So you could look at it like an A, B, C. Then you get that A, B, C, and then look for that sell. Okay? So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.